Okay, young scholars, I just wanted to walk you through our new unit's background information and the unit project that you're going to be responsible for at the end of the unit. So let's take a look. Our unit question this time around is, how have pre-Columbian American cultures influenced modern Hispanic cultures? So let's read the background information together, and then we'll break down the question a little bit. In this unit, we shift our focus across the Atlantic Ocean to some of the most successful civilizations in the Americas: the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Incas. These three civilizations existed roughly between the years of 250 BC to 1535 CE. That should not say BCE. Let's change that now. Historians referred to those years as pre-Columbian, which means before Christopher Columbus and other European explorers arrived in the Americas in the year 1492. Columbian comes from that name Columbus. So pre-Columbian means before Columbus. Social studies classes sometimes neglect to acknowledge the existence of these civilizations before they were drastically changed by the encounter. The encounter is a title that we give to the event when Europeans and Native Americans first met. But it is important to study the cultures and achievements of these civilizations as they existed before interaction with Europeans, because they were very advanced societies. If we didn't study them before Columbus and other explorers came to the Americas, you wouldn't know that. The pre-Columbian golden ages of the Mayans, Aztecs, and Incas have had enduring or long-lasting effects that can be seen even today in modern Hispanic cultures. So here's our goal. Our goal for this unit is to research and answer the question, how have pre-Columbian American cultures influenced modern Hispanic cultures? Let's take a look at the project that we're going to do. Well, first of all, on the left-hand side, this is a map that kind of shows you generally where these civilizations existed. And you'll see more of this in our content video. The Mayans on the Yucatan Peninsula, just a bit north and west. This is where the Aztec civilization was. And then all along the west coast of South America was Inca territory, the Incan Empire. So here's our unit project. At the end of the unit, you will give a reflection on the unit question that highlights two ways in which pre-Columbian American cultures have influenced modern Hispanic cultures. Your reflection can be in one of three forms. So you get a choice of how you're going to do this reflection. You can do a written or typed response just on a Google Doc. You can do a Flipgrid response. I'm sorry, that's option C. We'll give you links for that if you wanted to just do an informal Flipgrid. Or we have a little more formal screencast presentation using Google Slides. Some of you have used that for the previous unit project. So those are your three choices. You also have the choice of which civilization or civilizations you'd like to highlight. You can mix and match if you want to do, again, you have to do two ways that modern Hispanic cultures are influenced by the cultures we study in this unit. So you need two. You can mix and match. You could do Mayas and Incas, for example, or any other combination. Or if you'd like, you could choose two aspects of culture from just one civilization. So if you wanted to just focus on the Incas, for example, that's fine too, as long as you have the two ways that modern culture is inspired by past cultures. So let's review culture really quickly. This is important. We know that the definition of culture is simply a person's way of life. So there are many different aspects of culture, or many different aspects of a person's way of life, right? Here we list some of them. Their language, their clothing, religion, music, food, literature, games and sports. The list really does go on and on. So therefore, your unit project should be a reflection on two aspects of modern Hispanic cultures, just like the ones that were listed above. But you're not limited to those. But if you wanted to do music or food, for example, you're more than welcome to take those. You want to make sure they've been inspired or influenced by the historic cultures of the Mayas, Aztecs, and Incas. So just want to do a review of culture so you understand what it is exactly you're focusing on. So through research in this unit, you're going to better understand what the culture of the Mayas, the Aztecs, and the Incas was like. And then through some more research, you're going to find a link between those past pre-Columbian cultures and modern Hispanic cultures. So just to give you an example, when I did some research, I found 2 examples of how Mayan culture from the pre-Columbian time period influenced modern Hispanic culture in the form of their jewelry. So there are 2 pieces of jewelry here. For example, it's a Mayan warrior wearing a jaguar skin or a jaguar head. And then here we have 2 examples. These statues you can find throughout Mayan civilizations. And when you do some research, you'll find out that they're associated with human sacrifice. Not just human sacrifice, but any kind of sacrifice to the gods. So this is a tie to their religion, and this is kind of a tie to their warrior background. So that could be an example. If you wanted to focus on something clothing or jewelry related, you would, in your project, reflect on what is the tie between past and present. Why would modern Hispanic cultures in Mexico, that's where these are from, why would modern Hispanic cultures in Mexico create and sell and wear jewelry like this? That's your job in the unit project. We'll talk about it more as the time gets closer.